Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back. So today I'm going to do a quick, well, it won't be so quick, but a video on how to set up our infinity indicator. Okay, a little update. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to show you how to set up for day trading. Then I'm going to show you how to set it up for swing trading and long-term trading. So it's three different setups. It's three different time frames, okay? So for the day trading, it'll be a 5-minute chart. For the swing trading, we're going to do it off the hourly chart. And for the long-term trading, we are going to do it off of the daily or the one-day chart. So do me a favor, go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave comments below. Has this indicator helped you? Has any of the content that I've put out helped you? Would you like to see any more content? So go ahead, like, subscribe, and leave some comments below. Helps the channel a lot. So let's get into how to set up the infinity indicator. So I'm just going to go right off of scratch. So again, you do not need a premium version of TradingView to take advantage of this. Okay, so you don't need to pay for TradingView. They're going to push you in that direction. Don't get me wrong. They're going to say, "Oh, you can't do that, or you can't add that many indicators." For the free version, you get 2 indicators. You're only going to be using the one, and I have some suggestions about the second one that you can use for free. And if you try to add more indicators, they're going to say, "Oh, you can't do that. Pay us," which is fair, right? But you don't need to pay for it. You'll be able to accomplish everything that I'm showing in this video with a free version of TradingView. Okay, so the screen's going to look like this when you log in. Again, tradingview.com, and you're going to see this. Okay, what I want you to do is I want you to go to products and click on supercharts. Okay, so it's pulling up my chart here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and give a clean slate here. So what you will see, and I'm just going to name this test infinity indicator setup. With the free version, you will be able to choose one of these layouts to save. Okay. And you'll have to go back and edit. If you're not going to pay for the TradingView, then you're going to have to just change this stuff on the fly. And it's fairly simple to do, but you need to know what to do to change that. And I'm going to teach you how to do that in this video. Also, in case you guys didn't know, you can click on the settings here if I'm talking a little slow to you. And I do this for almost all my videos. And go ahead and put it on 1.25 speed. Playback speed, and it'll help things go a little bit quicker. All right, why can't I spell? Infinity, infinity, is that not how you spell infinity? I'm missing an I. Come on. Okay. So your layout's going to look like this. Okay. So this is what you'll see. Actually, it's probably going to look like this. That's a lie. So it's going to look like this. And you may have you'll have volume on here, which I do not believe volume counts as an indicator. But you don't necessarily need volume. We're not really looking at that. So this is what, to start out, it'll look like. By the way, when you're setting this up, I want you guys to pause this video as you need it, and I will take some pauses throughout the video. It's kind of stopping points, and please stop, rewind, and make sure you set this up properly, because if you miss a step, then you're going to be like, you're going to be lost. Okay, so you go to supercharts, products, and you get a screen that looks like here. Okay, that's step 1. Okay, now we're ready to proceed. So Um, Next, what I want you to do is, if you haven't already, whether you're signing up for the free trial or you're just taking the dip in and you're going to purchase the monthly package for the indicator, you need to have. I need to give you access to the indicator. Okay, so you need to message me and say, "Hey, I want a trial," or "Hey, I signed up. I need access to the indicator," and after you create your TradingView profile, if you look up here, you'll see your TradingView username. This is what I need from you, so I can add you to the indicator and give you the trial, or if you're purchasing it, that sort of thing. Um, so you're not going to be able to go any further if you don't do that. Okay. So, and you'll see what I mean here in a second. So next thing I want you to do is to go to indicators, metrics, and strategies here at the top. By the way, I prefer you guys do this on a laptop. You can fumble through this and do it on your phone. I don't suggest it just because it's easier. You know, your laptop is going to look like this as to what I'm saying. Okay. So the first chart we're going to do is the day trading chart, or the 5-minute chart, and then we'll adjust from there. I'll show you how to adjust from there. Okay. So here is the setup for your whether you're doing any charts. I'm showing you how to set up the 5-minute chart here, but this is how you will set up any of the time frames that you're going to be using, and I'll show you what the difference is that you're going to have when we get there. Okay, so this setup from here on, until I tell you, this is how you set up any chart that you're going to be using this indicator with. Okay, so go to indicators, metrics, and strategies. Okay. You should see a tab down here that says invite only. If you don't, you need to message me again and get on this invite list, okay? You should see either Infinity Indicator, whatever version. Go ahead and click on that, all right? You only need to click on it once, okay? You don't need to double click. Oh, one more thing. Also, it may help for you to just star the indicator and favorite it for later. Okay, and it's going to look something like this. Okay, so next, go to 5-minute chart. Okay, so if you look up here, you'll see a time frame. Okay, and what I want you to do is I want you to, if you're going to be following all the trades, go ahead and star 5-minute. I want you to star 1 hour. I want you to star 1 day. Okay, those are the 3 main charts that we're going to be using. And you can do 1 minute too if you're going to be scalping. This indicator also works really good for scalping. So next, I want you to click on this little drop-down box, and you should see here the Infinity Indicator, and you should see these little sell signals, buy signals, and this sort of thing. Okay. So go ahead and scroll over that. And before we do that, I'm just going to take a little pause right here, okay? And I want you guys to take a little pause type break. Make sure you're to this point, okay? If you're not to this point here, then I want you to stop, rewind the video, and slowly, whatever you need to do to get to this point, just go follow my instructions again. Make sure you get to this point, okay? Okay, let's continue. So we should all be at this point right now where we have the Infinity Indicator here. And now we're going to tweak the indicator and put it to the correct settings, okay? So go ahead and you can scroll over and click on Settings, okay? So this is the 5-minute chart setup. I'm going to show you how to set this up. And whether you have repeat signals on or not, that's kind of up to you. I generally do keep them on. So you want repeat signals on. All these boxes I want off. I don't want you to have any of these boxes checked up, so except for repeat signals, if you want. MACD filter should be the next box checked. Make sure the other boxes are checked off there. Okay. And I want you under Q trend settings, I want you to click on the higher time frame. And I want you to change that to 30 minutes. Okay. Now, this is kind of optional, but so far the data is showing that we should have this on, at least for the 5-minute chart. Okay. And then multiplier should be at 1.5. And you can check these on or off. These are just kind of the bars there, the color bars. Whether you have them on or off, it doesn't really make a difference. So let's just review. Okay, so repeats, these are what I want checked, and these are the only things that I want you to check. Okay, repeat signals is optional. I have it checked on. Everything else is checked off until you get to MACD. Click on the MACD filter. Okay? Everything else unchecked until you get to Q trend. Go ahead, settings, click on the higher time frame checkbox, change it to 30 minutes. Your ATR multiplier should be at default at 1.5. And that's it. So you should have 3 boxes checked, or 2 if you're not doing a repeat. But again, I kind of do suggest the repeat. Repeat signals on, MACD filter is on, higher time frame is on 30 minutes, and your ATR multiplier should be at 1.5. So 3 check boxes should be checked, and you should have a 1.5 ATR multiplier. And once you get comfortable with the indicator, you can play around with these settings and tweak them a little bit. But right now, you don't know what you're doing, and I built this indicator, so I'm telling you the settings that you should start with here. Okay, so go ahead and click on OK, and now your indicator is set up for day trading. Okay, off the 5-minute chart. The next thing I want you to do is, and this is optional. And this is a more recent change, okay? But again, the data is showing that overall we should be using Heikin Ashi candles, okay? So you can star the Heikin Ashi candles. So these are the 2 I use. I use regular candles or Heikin Ashi, okay? So I would suggest using the Heikin Ashi candles, okay? And you're set up. So we are on the oh, you're not set up. One more thing that I want you to do is in the box here, you'll see a little clock, and then you'll see next to it RTH, or you may see ETH. Go ahead and click on that. I want you to change it to extended hours trading. Okay, you have the Q trend settings, which we went through, right? Again, you can pause if you need to. Heikin Ashi candles, okay, which is under the candles setup, and extended trading hours, ETH, okay? Next thing I want you to do, and last thing I want you to do for this setup, is to save it, okay? Now it's saved, and if you're going to be day trading mostly, then this is the setup that you want saved, and that's it. So these trades are going to be very quick trades, okay? And unless you're trading futures or something like that, then obviously, or you're trading stock, then you're not going to be able to trade. You're only going to be able to trade in this white. So when I track this and I do my look at the results, then this is what I look at. I look at only the areas that we can take trades in. Okay, and that's it. The indicator is set up for your 5-minute trading, your day trading. That's the setup. Okay. So I'm just going to take a little pause here. And again, stop, rewind as many times as you need to, and just make sure you have this set up properly. Okay? Go back and look at it as many times as you need to. That's your day trade setup. Take a little pause here, and we will move into the hourly setup, which is I'll show you how to do that. I'm not going to start from scratch again. I'm just going to show you how to change these settings from the 5-minute chart to the hourly chart and how that changes. So, okay. So let's move into now the hourly chart. So this is going to be swing trading. These are going to be trades that are anywhere from like a few hours to a few days long. Whereas the day trading trades are anywhere from a few minutes to a few hours long. These are anywhere from a few hours to a few days long off the hourly chart, okay? So I want you to, now we're going to change some things because it's a different style of trading. But I want you to go here and remember I told you click or star the hour. So you should see it right up here. But if you don't, go ahead, go back and click on the hour. Okay, so you should see 1 hour up here. And now we're going to make some changes. So the changes we're going to make, first thing I want you to change, bottom right-hand quarter. Okay, put it back to regular trading hours. Okay, because we're not going to be able to, I don't really care what happens because again, we're trading options. So it's important to have this on regular trading hours because a lot of times, even though on ETH it may look good, you won't be able to get out of the trade because the market's closed. And then sometimes by the time the market opens, the play has already gone back down. That's not what we're looking for. So we need to be able to buy and sell these. So 1 hour chart, regular trading hours, RTH. Okay, and again, this is your hourly setup. We're moving past the day trade setup. This is now a swing trade setup. Trades an hour or hours to days long. Okay, and I want you to go back in the settings. And this is what we're going to change. And this is the only thing we're going to change is we're going to change the higher time frame to 1 day. And we're going to change the ATR multiplier to 2. I think. Let me confirm that before. Sorry, I just want to confirm that because I can't remember if that one is 1.5 or 2. I want to make sure I am giving you the right information, obviously. Let's see. Pins. Okay, here we go. So yeah, 2. Okay. So yes, your ATR multiplier changed to 2, and your higher time frame you changed to 1 day. That's the only change that you're making for the hourly chart. Okay, that's it. Press OK. Go ahead and if you have a free TradingView account, you can't save anymore. If you do pay for TradingView, then what I want you to do is you're going to make a new layout. Okay, so you can create a new layout and do the whole setup thing all over again, or there may be a way to do that differently. But this is your setup, okay? So after that, you would then save it if you can. You know what I mean? So if you have a free account, you only get one of these. So you need to pick. Am I going to have my main setup as my hourly chart, my main setup as my daily chart, or 5-minute chart? You're going to have to make that decision. But you saw how easy it was to change from one to the other. All you did, it's 2 boxes. You know, all I did was the only difference between the 5-minute chart and the hourly chart was I changed from ETH to RTH, and I changed the ATR multiplier from 1.5 to 2, and I changed the higher time frame from 30 minutes to 1 day. That's it. That's the only difference. So you can definitely change it. You just need to make sure that you're on the right chart and doing the right thing. Okay. And then you'll see a setup that looks like this. Okay. And obviously you can see, these results are very, very good. Um, so, and that's your hourly trade setup. Okay. So I'm just going to take another brief pause here, and then we're going to get into our daily chart setup. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the channel. Helps me out, helps the channel out, and it helps get this video out in front of more people's eyes. There's a lot of bullshit on YouTube. There's a lot of bullshit in the finance world. I've always been a tell it like it is guy. I'll be honest. Last week was probably the worst week that our indicator had on day trading since it was created. And it wasn't a terrible week or anything like that, but we probably had like a 60% win rate or something like that, which is well below our average of 80 to 85%. Okay. But, some weeks you have 100%, but average is about 80 to 85%, which is right where I want us to be. So, okay. So that's your swing trade setup. Next, let's move into the daily chart setup, okay? And I'm going to show you how to change this from from the setup that we already have, okay? So all you're doing is you're now going to click on the D, or the 1 day chart. And all we're going to change here, we're going to do a couple things. We're going to use the choppiness index. This is optional, but it seems to help. And this is a little bit different. So you can either, on this daily chart, you can either use a higher time frame of 1 week. Okay, ATR is staying at 2, same as the swing trading. You don't have to change anything on the bottom right hand corner. It's all regular hours. So there's not even an option to change it for the daily chart. So again, what are the changes that we're making here? You can either uncheck this box, or you can check it and have it on 1 week. And maybe I'll show you the differences here. Here are the differences. So, and then, by the way, that's it. You click save. If you're going to use this as your one for your free account, then you click save. If not, again, I'm showing you how to change it right here. You'll just have to do it manually. Again, it takes 10 seconds to change. So here's the deal. And again, Heiken Ashi candles, same thing. So this is with the higher time frame off. Okay. And as you can see, it works decently. Win there. You have a win here, but you had to be in and out of this play very quickly because it opened at what did it open at? So you got the sell signal here, and you opened at 540, about 540.50, let's say 540.5, and it closed at 515. What the fuck happened on this day? I can't remember, but it was a fucking bad day. The S&P was down 3%. That being said, you had to get in that trade that day and then out of that trade pretty much that day or the next day maybe to stay profitable, because the S&P just went right back up to where it was going. Okay. Now that, again, it is a repeat signal. So those tend to be slightly less accurate, but not much to to make a big stink about it. Because you have the sell signal here, and then obviously, boom, the big drop about a week later. Kind of the same thing here. Good buy signal, good play there, good play there. So this one here, this ended up being a loss. This is on April 24th. But then obviously you had some good plays here. Here's another loss here on October 30th, and look, it was a repeat signal. But again, don't let that turn you off. Don't let these losses turn you off. But now I'm going to show you. So anyway, I showed you what, 2 losses out of what is this, 20 something plays. So that's 90% accuracy. Now, if you have the higher time frame on, this is what it looks like. So that was with it off, right? So here's what the higher time frame on. What happens? Boom, that loss in October goes away. Boom, this loss on April 18th goes away. And then you still have your win there. You still have your win there. You have your win there. You have all your wins. So now we went from 90% accuracy in the last 20 plays to 100. Well, now here's a loss right here, to like 98%. And as you can see, the indicator works great, guys. This may not look like a amazing play, but we opened here on this candle at about 389, and then you had a chance to take profits at 374, not even a week later. So puts here would have paid tremendously. I'll just put it to you that way. At least in the triple digits returns in less than a week. This is why I kind of like using the higher time frame on, at least when it comes to the SPY. Okay. And that's it. That's your setup. Oh, the one last thing I will add is, and again, I'm going to take a little pause right here. So there are 3 parts to this, or 3 different charts to this video. Again, you need to decide if you're a free TradingView user. You need to decide which chart is going to be your go-to chart, and then you'll have to adjust manually, or the Black Friday deal is coming up any moment now, and I highly, highly, highly suggest you guys jump on that. It's like 90% off or something, so don't sleep on that when that comes up. And that's your indicator for you. And as you can see, and I've said this in other videos, it works on any stock. I kind of want to keep this short, so I'm not going to jump into that in this video. But I mean, maybe I'll do it real quick. Let's just look at. I always want to say like NVIDIA. I don't know. I don't know. Apple, I feel like that's too much like SPY. I don't know. I'm just pulling a name out of my ass. Cat. Okay. Never looked at this in my life on this indicator, by the way. I literally just pulled that out of my ass. And as you can see, it works great. Win, win, win. This one is, it depends. If you're buying stock, you would have won here. If you're buying options, I do say to go at least 6 months out. So this would have been a win. All these are wins, obviously. And then you do. Oh no, that's a win. I'm sorry. So it works on any stock, guys. I'll just leave it at that, or asset. I mean, we could even jump to Bitcoin real quick, right? So where's Bitcoin, US dollar, and what is this? That's not what I want. Bitcoin. Here it is. Okay. So yeah, I mean, it works on any asset. And the only thing I would maybe change on some of these, especially like maybe on some of the more volatile ones, like if you look at my KWeb video, which is like the last video. So this is, you're cutting out the crap, but you're also leaving some on the table to kind of cut the crap away. And what do I mean by that? So you have all these, right, all these sell signals. And why? Because the trend is going down. The weekly trend is going down. But you miss some of these pops. Okay. So let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm sorry the video is running a little bit longer, but I think this is important and knowledgeable for you guys to know. So you can use the indicator to the best of your ability, right? So if we turn the higher time frame off, now what happens? Now you get access to those pops, okay? And your signals come a little bit sooner. So when, and then you now have access to these pops, okay? So this wasn't a big win, but again, if you're playing options, it's a nice win, okay? Same thing here, nice win. These buy signals, if you go back and look at the video, these buy signals, which are mostly wins, you had 1, 2, or small win, nice win, and then you have a loss. Okay, so what the higher time frame does is it helps cut that loss out of there. And that's it. So it gives you access to more signals, but the accuracy on those signals may go down just a little bit. So, and by the way, that's for the daily chart, and I would say that I'm saying this only for the daily chart. I do suggest from the data that we've seen, and you guys are welcome to go back and look at the videos that I've put out on every month. I put out a video that goes over the results of the indicator. Everything is very straightforward here. Everything is on the table. Everything is, whether the indicator works or doesn't, you have the access to this information. So I do not suggest turning the higher time frame off for the 5-minute chart, and really for the hourly chart too. But you can turn it on or off for the daily chart. Okay, and that's this chart right here, or not this chart. That's this checkbox right here. Okay, so you see you have this buy signal here, right? That where you got a buy signal and then it immediately drops. If you look at keep your eyes on that. All right. If you click on the higher time frame box, again, that's what we're getting rid of. Higher time frame, boom, the play goes away. Okay. So it's up to you on the daily chart. It's up to you. It's not going to make any big difference, in whether you have success or not with the indicator. You may have a 90% win rate with one and a 85% with the other, or something like that. So it's kind of, that's kind of up to you. Okay. And the last thing that I do want to share is with the free account, you get a second indicator. Okay. And what is the second indicator that we're going to use that I suggest right now? The one I suggest is, again, go back to your indicators and your indicators and strategies. And the name of the indicator is, what is it? It's, hang on, now I'm drawing a blank. Which one is it? It's called volume-based support and resistance zones. Okay, so just type volume-based and okay, maybe you have to type out more. So type out volume-based support. Okay, and then you'll see this. It'll say volume-based support and resistance zones with a little EP next to it by Tommy F1001. And again, shout out to Bo for this. Go ahead and click on it. All right. And this is going to be your second indicator. Okay. And it's especially good to use on the 5-minute chart. So again, because I pay for TradingView, which I highly suggest you guys do when it goes on sale here any day, is I will because now I don't have to mess with the settings. I just go and it's saved. It's automatically saved. Okay. Um, and I already have this in there. But what it does is it's a volume based support and resistance zone. Okay, so you can see where support and resistance are. So let's kind of see. Let me see if I can find a decent. So obviously, red is support, and or green is support, red is resistance, right? So how does that help us? Okay, so it helps us where we can see where do we take profits and where are we, potentially entering. Um, uh, you know, um, it helps give us an idea of kind of where, again, like I said, where to take profits. So here you have your red, your resistance here, right? So we got in this trade here, right? And we were profitable. And then we ran into really two resistance zones here. And then we just dropped off. So that was a good place to secure profits. Let's see, where else can I see? Let's go to the day before. Okay, so kind of the same thing here, right? So you have your green support areas. Okay, so we got the buy signal. And again, this doesn't look like a huge trade, right? But we opened at 560, so 560, so let's say 569. And then this trade ran all the way up to 570.35. Okay, so that's a dollar and change. This would have produced, this trade right here would have produced somewhere around 50% gains. Okay, so it doesn't look like a lot, but it's really a big win. Okay, so and then you got your buy signals, your support, and obviously you had resistance here, so you can kind of, and then obviously when we break through resistance, that's obviously, bullish, right? So, again, resistance, sell signal here, right? So here was a trade that technically worked out. Again, you got a sell signal here. We opened at 568.39, and then it fell down to 567.60. So that was a 568. So that was about a 25% win right there, on zero DT options, same day options. But that being said, again, we were at support. So to take 15, 20, 25% here, while you're at support, that's a smart thing to do because we then, rocketed back up. Anyways, that's what I suggest as a secondary indicator right now. And hopefully that helps you guys. So, anyways, that's all I got. Again, like and subscribe if you haven't, please smash that button. And if you guys have any questions about the setup, first, I want you to, again, pause and rewind. Okay, go back to the parts and do it all in order. And then if you have questions, my DMs are always open. I'm very good about responding, so feel free. So anyways, longer video, obviously. It's a setup video, so that's all I got, guys. Take it easy.